A major regional conflict has intensified across the Middle East following coordinated military strikes by the United States and Israel against Iran. The operation, described by U.S. and Israeli officials as a targeted effort to degrade Iran's military capabilities, has sparked retaliatory attacks and widened tensions across several countries, raising fears of a prolonged and expanding war. The initial wave of airstrikes targeted Iranian military facilities, strategic infrastructure, and defense sites in multiple locations, including areas near Tehran. Explosions were reported across parts of the country as air defense systems were activated. Iranian authorities reported casualties and significant structural damage, though full details remain unclear amid the rapidly developing situation. In response, Iran launched missile and drone attacks aimed at Israeli territory and U.S. military installations in the region. Several Gulf countries reported heightened security alerts as projectiles crossed regional airspace. Military bases in allied nations were placed on high alert amid concerns of additional strikes. The exchange of fire has marked one of the most direct confrontations between the countries in years. The conflict has also spread into Lebanon, where Hezbollah, the Iran-aligned militant group, launched rockets toward Israel. Israeli forces responded with airstrikes targeting Hezbollah positions, particularly in southern Lebanon and parts of Beirut. Civilians in border communities were urged to evacuate as fighting intensified. Regional governments have expressed alarm over the escalating violence. Some Gulf nations have issued diplomatic protests and heightened defensive measures, fearing spillover effects that could destabilize neighboring states. Airspace restrictions and flight cancellations have disrupted travel across parts of the region, while global energy markets are closely monitoring potential disruptions to oil supply routes. International leaders have called for restraint and urgent diplomatic efforts to prevent further escalation. Humanitarian organizations have voiced concern about civilian casualties and the risk of broader instability if hostilities continue. Officials in Washington and Jerusalem have indicated that military operations could continue, framing the strikes as necessary for national security. Meanwhile, Iranian leaders have vowed to defend their territory and warned of additional retaliatory actions. With multiple fronts now active and tensions running high, the coming days will be critical in determining whether the conflict remains contained or expands into a wider regional war.